Hello everybody. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I have got an order for a baby girl arrangement, so I thought let's put it in a fun container. This is just a watering can. We actually got these for Mother's Day, but I thought it would be a perfect addition for a baby girl. So I'm going to start out. This is just Oasis. Fresh Oasis. It has been soaked in water, so it is ready to hold the flowers. I do have fresh water with flower food in the reservoir so that the flowers will stay healthy. I'm going to take a little bit of this waterproof tape and I'm going to tape down my Oasis. This is going to ensure that my flower arrangement doesn't topple out. It's always important that your mechanics are well made. So what I mean by that is you always need to make sure that everything is secure and going to stay together and not going to fall apart. Okay? So I have taped down my Oasis foam into my container, and what I'm going to do first is I am going to take a little bit of greenery. I have leather leaf foliage. If I can get it out from underneath, I had it on the very bottom of my pile of flowers. I'm going to take some leather leaf foliage and I am going to take it using my fingernail. I am just going to pop it into small pieces and tuck it right in to that floral foam. The wonderful thing about leather leaf is you can use all these little tiny pieces to cover foam. So you don't have any waste, which I think is wonderful. So I'm just going to take it and put all those little tiny pieces, and I am going all the way around in this container, making sure that my Oasis is covered all the way around. And when the leaves get a little bit larger, I just use them individually instead of two. All right, so there's my leather leaf. That's just my base of my arrangement. I'm going to set that over to the side. Next, I'm going to come in with my larger flowers. I'm going to save my pretty greenery until last, and I'll use it as kind of a filler flower. I'm going to start out with hydrangeas. Now I am going to remove all of the greenery from this hydrangea. We are going to arrange directly into foam, and so we need to make sure that the head of this flower gets as much hydration as it can. And so by removing the foliage on that hydrangea, the head is going to get the water. Next, what I'm doing is I cut that stem at an angle and I'm dipping it in Quick Dip, which is going to help with hydrating that flower. And then I pushed it directly into the foam. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to take a second hydrangea and do exactly the same thing. I'm removing all of the foliage. I'm going to fluff this guy just a little bit. Now these are supposed to be white hydrangeas. They're a little bit of a lime green. That just means that it was cut at an earlier stage. If you let it sit out and get warm, the blooms will open up more and it'll get whiter. The flower itself will get whiter. So I dipped it in that Quick Dip and I'm just pushing that hydrangea right down into that floral foam. Okay? Next, I'm going to come in with some fuchsia stock. Now, stock is one of my favorite flowers. I love the smell, I love the color, I love everything about stock. I'm also going to dip it in the Quick Dip. I count to 7 usually. I cut my stem, I dip it in the Quick Dip, and what I did was I just broke that stem. So I'm pulling it out, and it's completely okay. I am going to cut it, and I am just going to insert it lower in this arrangement, and I'm going to take the second stem and I am going to more carefully than the last. Carefully push that down into that foam. Now the thing about stock, it's kind of like hydrangeas. It's kind of finicky, it wants water, and so it'll wilt a little bit. So that's why I dipped it in the quick dip. This is a peony. And let me tell you how to get these guys to open for you. If they come in, so I don't know if you've ever seen a fresh cut peony. They tend to come in kind of looking like golf balls. And so they're just little tiny round balls, about the size of a golf ball. If you will take all of the foliage off the stem, give it a fresh cut, and put it in warm water, it's going to help that flower to open up for you. Such a pretty flower. These are lavender colored spider mums. Tuck these little guys in. I think my stem is a little long, so I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to put this little guy on the back side. Okay, and then I have Caspia as my filler flower. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of Caspia. Now this is one stem here of Caspia. And so you can see how I've got a lot of different little stems of filler. So I'm going to take them and I am just going to cut them into all of these small pieces. And I am just going to put this filler flower throughout the arrangement. So this one I'm going to cut again. So I'm just going to tuck it in. And I'm just going to go all the way around this arrangement with this filler. And let me tell you a little thing about Caspia. It doesn't always smell good. Kind of, I don't know, it doesn't smell pretty all the time. Sometimes it smells fine and then other times it doesn't. Caspia dries beautifully, so if you bring it in and you decide you don't want to put it in water, you can do that. We always put it in water, but to eliminate the odor of Caspia, we will take some Dawn dishwashing liquid. Any dishwashing liquid would probably do. And we pour it into the water where the Caspia is going to be. And it will help to eliminate the odor of the Caspia. Isn't that interesting? I adjusted that peony just a smidge. He was a little high in the arrangement. So I just trimmed its stem and tucked it back in. All right, so I've got my Caspia. Next I'm going to come in with some green dragon. I love green dragon and the way it kind of gives it a little bit of airiness to the arrangement. And it really doesn't take a whole lot to make the arrangement pretty. To go into that foam. There it goes. Okay. Next I'm going to come in with just one little stem of Parfolia. So this is a, Parfolia is a type of eucalyptus and it goes a long way. I can take the individual little stems and I can cut it into smaller pieces and tuck it here and there. And so you've got a lot of bang for your buck. Okay, now last, what I'm gonna do to make this really look like a baby girl arrangement is I'm gonna add just a touch of baby girl ribbon, okay? Now, you do not have to use ribbon if you don't want to. Ribbon is a preference, it's completely up to you. I just think it's going to make this arrangement look less adult and more baby if I add just a touch of baby girl ribbon. So I have, this is a wired ribbon. It's got a white base, and then on top of it, it's got some little cursive writing that says baby girl. It's got some little flowers. It's got a little balloon and some little diaper pins. It's just a sweet little ribbon. I'm gonna make a few little loops. I'm not gonna do very many. I'm gonna do 3 loops total. So I always like to catch my ribbon between my thumb and my forefinger. I twist to the right. I make a loop. I twist to the left. I make a loop. And I twist to the right. And then I leave tails, okay? And then I'm going to also take just a smidge of this hot pink polka dots, and I am just going to layer my ribbon, and I am going to do 2 loops, and I did a loop, twist, a loop, twist. And that's just going to give this ribbon just a little more color. And then I'm going to take a piece of florist wire that I always like to cut mine in half because I feel like it's less waste. I just cut it right in half. I'm going to lay it right up underneath my thumb there and bend my wire. And I'm going to put that wire between my pointer finger and my middle finger, and then I'm going to use this finger to help push that ribbon tight, and I do a good twist. Then you're going to take your ribbon and you're just going to fluff it, okay? And I always like to give my tails just a little bend. I don't know why, I just think they look a little better. Now you can take a florist pick or a wire pick, we call it, just like this, and attach it, or you can take a piece of leftover stem, which I always like to do because it saves a little money and it's recycling. So I just cut my stem in half, and I am just going to take that wire and I am just going to wrap it tightly right around that stem. It does exactly what a wood pick would do, and it's just going directly in water like all of the other stems, so it will be fine. I'm going to tuck my little bow right here in the side. Push it right down into that foam, and then just fluff your bow however you'd like for it to be fluffed. And there is your sweet baby girl arrangement. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like videos like this, please subscribe down below. And you can always follow us on all of our other social media outlets. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a great day.